and welcome back to a brand new episode of Art Nouveau with your host, LeilaniJoy. This is my video art blog where I document my creative process and give you guys some tips and tricks along the way. I am so excited to be back. Thank you for being so patient for my lack of videos lately, but it has just been a whirlwind this last 2 months, really. If you guys haven't figured it out already, today I'm really excited to bring you my latest Disney piece featuring Mulan. If you didn't put that together yet, check out this hair clip I made. I made this Mulan inspired hair clip with like stuff I had laying around the house. I had like an old comb that I just broke in half and like sanded down, spray painted. I know. She's crafty. She gets around. So for those of you who don't know, last month in May, I went to Disneyland Wonderground Gallery every single weekend to sign, to meet and greet, and to paint a brand new Disney piece live, which I will be showing you guys very soon as well. If you can't tell by my slightly nasally voice, shortly after my month-long stint of traveling and visiting and Disneylanding, I came down with a pretty horrendous cold, which has lasted for weeks. So I'm still trying to kind of get my energy back and not look so nasty so I could finally, well, I'm always nasty, just a little bit, so I could actually film a new video. So today I'm doing it, and I know you guys have long anticipated and waited for this one, so thank you guys so much. But just as a little forward, I have to say that Mulan may have been my favorite Disney piece to create so far. That animated film is very close to my heart, and as far as story and character, is probably my favorite all-time Disney character. She is a strong, powerful, brave woman who goes to war in order to save her family and honor her family. So it's really an incredible story that kind of stands out from a lot of the other Disney princesses. So I think that's why I personally connected to it when I saw it. I really liked this example of a female who is willing to fight for honor, family, and country. And yeah, and I think it's actually one of the more emotional films for me. When I watch it now, I know which you guys will probably know which scene I'm going to refer to. But whenever I watch that film, that decision scene that Mulan makes, and she cuts off her hair, ooh, that looks cool. When she cuts off her hair and makes that decision that she's going to do this incredibly brave thing, I cry at it. The music, I don't know, that kind of pinnacle of a big decision, I think we can all kind of relate to. So for me, when it came time for me to interpret Mulan, I really wanted to capture that intensity, that transition, that fearlessness that she has. And I'd seen a lot of Mulan art, and I love it. There's many sides to Mulan, and there is kind of that soft feminine side as well. And I'd seen a lot of soft feminine art of her, but that is not what I wanted to depict. I really wanted to capture more of that strength and bravery and that moment of intensity. Excuse me. So that is kind of what I'm thinking of, and I definitely love the hair cutting, the symbolism of the hair cutting specifically. So I definitely had that in mind when I was going into this piece. I love that particular piece of music so much. And actually, the one from the film, the one that actually has the synth, is not on the official soundtrack. They used a different piece on the soundtrack, which always really bugged me. But I managed to find it online and download it, so I listened to that a lot while I was getting inspired. Anyways, let's jump into the creation of this piece. I will tell you guys how to get your hands on one. This is a Disneyland Wonderground exclusive, so you'll have to order it directly through Disney. And if you want to just jump to that, you can get to this link to figure out how to order. But yeah, so let's jump in. And I know I've got some other catching up to do, but I'll fill you in a little bit later. So let's get started. So whenever I start a new piece, I always like to start with my first instincts. And that's always a challenge with Disney pieces since we're so familiar with these characters and they've been done in so many ways. Fan art, official art, we've seen them a lot. So to get away from that a little bit, I tried to think of some other references I could pull in. And something I thought of really early was this ad that I saved for years. This was a Got Milk ad featuring Zhang Ziyi, and she was so fierce and fabulous. I was a big fan of her, especially in Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. And I just love the way her hair is flowing and sort of her intense face and the action there. And so I did look to her a bit when I was starting my early concepts. And then I jumped into looking at early concept art from the film, the official drawings. And I really love the emotion behind these, the simplicity of them, of the early character designs and some of the backgrounds that I could pull in some of the shape language. So with that in mind, then I kind of just started doodling. I started doodling a few different directions, and I definitely had my first instinct in mind, which I mentioned before was going to be the haircutting scene, but I didn't want to sell myself short and just go for that immediately. I thought, well, let's try a few different things, maybe some action poses. But the more I went in that direction, the more I didn't really like it. I was like, I feel like this is a little too contrived and I'm getting away from the emotional impact. So from there, I did a nice little portrait sketch, which I really became attached to because I really felt the emotion that I wanted was coming through. So I printed out that little portrait a ton of times on these little thumbnails here, and it really allowed me some freedom to play with some backgrounds, with some designs to the hair, and some different concepts of my original idea. And from there, I actually started combining which thumbnails I thought worked the best into one thumbnail, which kind of led me here. And I did go through quite a bit of fretting and fighting with this because I just really wanted it to be perfect, as perfect as I could get it, because this character means so much to me. So I love this graphic dripping hair and the her hair flipping out like it's just been cut. I really liked that. So then I did shoot a reference photo of myself in this pose, and so I could use that for the hands. And I created this more refined sketch. And finally, the last thing I wanted to bring in to this piece is I kind of had this sort of intense emotional impact and sort of her fierce side. So I wanted to bring in more of the feminine side with the palette, because I really love these gorgeous color schemes and palettes from the landscapes of the film. So I'm going to be using this as my color reference and bring that softness and femininity to this sort of intense emotional piece. So from there, we're going to just start painting. So now that I've finished my background layer, I'm using my sketch to transfer this onto the background. And for those of you who aren't sure what's going on here, so this is actually my sketch that I digitally colored to create a color comp. So I do this sometimes so I have a guide so that when I'm painting I know what colors I'm going to be using. So that's what that is, if you're confused by why is the painting already done. It's just a digital composite with my pencil drawing that I use for reference. lighting is not something I fuss with in my paintings. I keep the lighting kind of flat. But in this particular piece, I wanted to just have a little bit of a hint of soft lighting. So back there on the tree trunk, I wanted like some beams of light coming through. She's sort of like standing under trees where light is coming through. So there's a little bit of a highlight on the top of her arms and on her clothing and stuff. So I just think that's gonna create a little bit more of a mood and just set her in this space a little bit better. So I have to admit, this is not my best wig moment. This is all I had in a pinch. I had to kind of like make it work because my hair's still blonde. No, 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 no. So there you guys have it, my finished Mulan tribute that I entitled Short Hair. After that piece of music that I talked about before, the title of the music on the official soundtrack is Mulan's Decision, but the one that actually has the synth in it is Short Hair. So I wanted to kind of pay a little homage to that if you guys, now you're in the know. But before I go, here's a little look at the official print and original release at Disney's Wonderground Gallery in Anaheim, California. I had a fabulous turnout who came out to see me and pick up a print or a postcard. They also did these gorgeous limited edition canvases and these little framed mini canvases, which were also super gorgeous. So if you want to get your hands on one of these, all you have to do is either email Disney Merchandise Services at this address below, or for faster assistance, you can call this number. If you email them, they'll basically just tell you to call, and sometimes it takes weeks for them to return the email. So if you want to order, it's fastest to just call this phone number and tell them which piece you're interested in. And you should definitely order one of these quick because I never know how long they're going to run these prints for. Usually it's about a year, but sometimes they don't. They're also available in Florida as well. So if you happen to be going to Walt Disney World, you can pick one of these up in person too. This Mulan original sold super quick. I don't think she even lasted a week on the wall. So I want to thank my very new collector who has Mulan in their home. And this one is a very special piece to me, so it means a lot to know that she is now part of your collection. If you're interested in available originals, I actually happen to have a few in stock right now. I have my Titania piece that was inspired by A Midsummer Night's Dream, and my love of Ivan Earl, and as well as a little bit of Neverending Story in there as well. I was kind of trying to capture this. So this piece is original and ready for purchase. I also have prints of her as well. I don't know if I did a video of her yet. If I didn't, I will try to play catch up. I can't remember. Also with me today is my Borderlands tribute piece, Mad Moxie, that I created for a show in Brooklyn that was a Borderlands theme. I also have this original, so if you're looking to find a little gamer collector's item, check me out on my Etsy store. I have all of these listed there. And last but certainly not least, my tribute to Little Shop of Horrors that I did for Gallery 1988's show Crazy for Cult last year is also still available. And this is a very, very favorite piece of mine, since this is a tribute to my favorite film of all time. I also have prints of this as well, but if you're interested in getting your hands on a one-of-a-kind original, then you know where to find me. I also offer flexible payment plans on all my original pieces. So just shoot me an email at sales@leilanijoy.com if you'd like to set up a really easy payment plan, pay it off in a few months, and then original is yours forever. So check it out. For some behind the scenes looks at this original piece, you can always check me out on Patreon, where I have contests, behind the scenes videos, real-time demos where I will paint or draw in real time and give you guys some instruction. We have collaboration contests, coloring contests, my blooper reels, and yeah, lots of other good stuff if you support my Patreon. Patreon helps me make these videos and feed my guinea pigs, which they appreciate very much. So thank you guys for hanging out with me today. I will also have another Disney piece coming soon, which I'm finishing. Some of you guys who visited me at Wonderground Gallery saw this work in progress. So I'm also doing an Alice in Wonderland official Disney release, which I'm also stoked about. So I have been busy. I have my work cut out for me. So thank you for checking me out today. If you guys don't know already, I'm also streaming on Twitch whenever I can. I'm trying to get back into it. So follow me over there at twitch.tv/MissLeilaniJoy, so you'll be notified when I go live. I'm also going to post the streams to my YouTube afterwards. So if you're not able to make the stream, you can kind of check it out. I know they're not like that exciting sometimes because I'm usually doing like a lot of chatting, hanging out, but a lot of people requested that I post them to YouTube too, so I started doing that. Yeah, so I guess that's it for me. I have some other news coming up about my class, but I'll tell you guys a little bit more about that later. I'm going to be offering a little bit of a self-guided crash course version of my big course. So if you're limited on time and money, I'm going to have a slightly more affordable version that you can just go through really quickly, and it's completely self-guided. So yeah, so if that's something you're interested in, you can sign up for my free trial at artnouveauu.com, and you'll be the first to find out as soon as this more affordable, faster version launches. So that's something I have in my back pocket as well. So I better get my wig off and get some work done. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for being patient on my lack of videos lately. I promise I'll try to get more out soon and as fast as I can. And I really hope that you enjoyed my tribute to Mulan and that I was able to do her justice for you, because this one truly meant a lot to me, and I really wanted to do the best job with this character as I could. Hope you order a print or visit her at Disneyland if you're there. So thank you guys so much. You'll have another Disney piece coming soon, and I'll see you on Instagram. Yeah, if you guys don't know, I'm on Instagram, right? Because a lot of you subscribers don't follow me on Instagram. Go find it over there. Okay, guys, that's it for me. Bye!